actually been on quite a few thrifting adventures. I love that. How amazing is this little lamp? Hey, welcome back to the channel. I've actually been on quite a few thrifting adventures in like the last week and a half or so, and I've just been really bad about picking up the camera before I go thrifting. So I'm going to share a few clips of some thrifting adventures in an estate sale, in an antique mall, and our local thrift store. We're hitting the thrifting trifecta today, and so come along with me. I want to share some of those adventures, and then of course a huge haul at the end. So I hope you enjoy. Our first stop was an estate sale, and I didn't find too much at this one, but I did find these beautiful wooden trivets, and I thought they'd be super cute for styling in like a bathroom or a kitchen. And then I also found some pots that I really liked, but I didn't quite wind up picking any of them up just because they were a little overpriced on day one of this particular estate sale. I fell in love with this Sketch of the South book. It was just like a sketchbook with every page had a different sketch of like a southern building on it. Gorgeous. Then our next stop was over at the local thrift store, and I already checked out the book section and found two beautiful ones that I thought would be great for styling. And if you've been watching any of my videos lately, you know that I'm still on a glassware kick, and so I found these beautiful bowls, particularly that one with the florals on it, and then I found a few that had really beautiful ribbing details on it. Ugh, I am just in love with this ribbing pattern lately. So we were on the hunt for a platter. My sister-in-law was having a gender reveal, and so I wanted to find a platter that I could use to bring some food on. And I love the way this one looked, but when I turned it over, it said not for food, and it's actually poisonous, so I definitely put that back. And instead, I wound up finding this really beautiful glass one, and it was at the bottom of a pile, so I kind of had to dig through it. But it worked out so well because it actually wound up matching some of the plates and things that her mom had used for the other parts of the food table, and so it just worked out really great. But finding thrifted glassware, plates, platters, containers for food is a great way to kind of share food with friends and family. I saw this lamp from across the room, and there was someone actually standing by it, and I was just praying that she did not see it or pick it up, and I rushed over as soon as I could, and I tossed that thing in my cart so fast. I did look through the frames a good bit, but I've just not had luck at our local thrift store lately. Every time I go, I just can't seem to find any that I feel are good quality or that I can think of a use for, but I definitely did give it a good, thorough search.
From up here, the world seems small.
It wasn't until I looked at the shelves near the frames that I actually found two of these beautiful dark wood frames, and I love the tone of wood of these, but they wanted $3 a piece. I didn't really love the art that was in them, and I didn't have a use for them, so I left them. But I did find this beautiful, large, thick brown frame, and I immediately fell in love with the texture on this thing. While I thought about it because it has my name, I definitely had to leave this guy behind. While I'm usually not a fan of baskets with a large Easter basket style handle like this, I loved the tone of wood, and I did like the subtle curved shape of the bottom. Obsessed with this little glassware cup. Everything about it. It's just so cute. I thought about this one a lot, but ultimately decided to leave it. I just thought it was really cool. It was in great shape. It's one of those that you can put ice in to keep it cold, but without it watering down the rest of the drink. So I thought it was cool. I could not believe the price on this crock. So obviously I took it with me. And then I found this really pretty wood planter. I decided to grab it because I thought it was cute too. I had no idea what this was, but when I posted on Instagram, a lot of you thought that I should take it home with me just because it was a cool wood sculpture thing, but someone else snagged it before I could. Our last stop was the antique mall, and one of the first things I saw was this beautiful, like super detailed gold floor lamp, but it was a little out of my price range. Same with this wooden stool. I'm a sucker for like a vintage looking wooden stool, but this one was also out of my price range, so I left it too. Again, obsessed with this art. I love the frame, I love the print, but at $165 I just could not justify buying it. Don't ask me why, but this little Monstera sculpture was just cute to me. I loved the wood and the metal combined together. And this basket was gorgeous, but a lot of you did not want me to pick it up for some reason, but I am still in love with it. This little sewing box was actually completely plastic, which is why I decided to leave it, but it was only $10 and I loved all of the detail on it. Okay, let's do a nice big haul now. Just keep in mind that this was from about 3 to 4 different thrifting adventures. This was definitely not all found in one day or from one store, so just keep that in mind. And I'm just gonna dive in like zero order. These 2 hot plates were at an estate sale, and I love that they were wood. I love the carved details of them, and I also love like the little ball feet. I just thought that they were so cute, and they would work really great, especially like I love the idea of putting one by a kitchen sink or something to keep your soap or like your jar of brushes or something on. It could work equally well in a bathroom for like soap and lotion, and just add like that warmth to a room that typically has a lot less opportunities for it. So like a kitchen or a bathroom, this is a great way to add some softness with like the warm tones of the wood and also functional. So each of these were $3 at the estate sale, and so I picked those 2 up. I also went to our local antique mall and I got quite a few things. One was like the shadow box frame. So it's kind of like a gold frame, but it's very, very subtle. But I loved how thick it was, and it definitely has that shadow box effect. And so I just thought it was so cute. And I love getting little frames to kind of layer in on shelving or on top of like a dresser. Just anywhere that you need like a little touch of something. It works particularly well on bookshelves where you have a lot of books and you kind of need to break it up, so this adds some height, things like that. But I loved the shadow box effect of this one, so I picked it up, and I think it was $6, so not too bad considering we were at an antique mall and sometimes the art can get really ridiculous there. I also got this little gold frame from the antique mall. I think it was $5, and it's just a really pretty little gold frame. I love the little floral print in it. The biggest issue with these is the stickers. The stickers were so hard to get off, so I'm really gonna have to work with that and clean this up with some Goo Gone or something. But I thought this little frame was also really pretty, and I love the size of this one because it's not quite as small as this one, where this will be kind of harder to style. This one is the perfect size to layer in with other frames, especially on a shelf, or I love it against like a mirror or against another piece of artwork. So yeah, love the size of this one and picked that up from the antique mall as well. So my next find from the antique mall is actually the redemption from my antique haul a couple of weeks ago, where I found that stoneware bowl and it was $50. And I could not stop thinking about it. And I know that that's a ridiculous price to pay for a bowl, but I loved that bowl. I loved everything about it. Well, I found this guy, and he is not the same color as the one that I found at the other antique mall, But I loved that stoneware rim. I loved how it was left natural around the edges, but then this gorgeous brown color. It's got like these lines in it. It just is so beautiful. I actually like the color of this one, even though it's not the same color as the one that I really had obsessed over. But I think this will add so much warmth. And as someone that uses a lot of black, most of my deeper tones tend to either come from wood or it comes from some kind of black accent. So I loved that this was just a deep, dark, rich brown. I think it'll add a lot of depth to my decorating. And so I love this. I'm so excited about this. And it was only $14. So that is way better than $50. And it's about the same size. And so loved this bowl, and I'm really excited that I finally have a bowl now so I can stop thinking about that other one, and I'm just excited that I was able to find one that was much more reasonable for my budget. Okay, next is some fabric that I found at our local thrift store. So this one is actually already like a pillowcase, but I thought that the fabric itself would be great to use. It just has like a beautiful cream color and then a little bit of some soft florals, and it does have some birds, but they're very, very subtle. And so I just loved the color palette of this, and I thought it would be beautiful for taking the fabric to make a throw pillow and then adding like a textured fabric on the back of it. So just like a nice little accent. And then I also found this brown corduroy, which again would be perfect for creating some kind of textured pillow. So I picked up both of these. I don't remember the price. I think the pillowcase was probably like $1, $2, somewhere in there. And then the bolt of fabric, I think, was like either $1 or $2 as well. So not too bad, and I'm going to add them to my fabric collection that I've kind of been slowly building for when I finally learn how to sew, which is a goal of mine for this year. So some other goodies that I recently found at our local thrift store are a couple of really pretty books. I love the brown and the black, and they're both really beautifully worn. Nothing crazy, nothing super antique, but they definitely fit in with my worn books. And I just picked those up because anytime I can find a good book to style with, I do, because they are kind of hard to find. Ones that are actually really decent for styling. And so I picked both of these up, $2 a piece. I found this beautiful little wooden planter pot, I guess. It's solid wood, and I just thought it was the prettiest little shape, and it was only $2. So I definitely picked this up for styling because it could honestly be beautiful just styled by itself, but you could also put a little plant in it. And so I couldn't help myself, and for $2, I definitely picked him up. You know I've been on a glassware kick for my secret project. Some of you may already know what it is now if you have signed up for my B.Mail club. If you have not joined my B.Mail club, it's my completely free email club where I send out news, shop discounts for my little online home decor store. I also send out like inspiration throughout the week, and then that's also where I send out any new videos or blog posts or things like that. So if you have not joined, I will leave the link for you in the description, and you can join for free, and you can kind of pick which inspiration you want sent to you, so you don't have to have all of it, or you can join for all of it. But anyway, go ahead and join my B.Mail club, and you'll be the first to know when my secret project launches, which is coming very, very soon. But I picked up this guy for it, and I thought it was the cutest little glass. I love the little bubble detail, the little scallop detail. I love the height of it. It's just absolutely perfect. And I guess I lost the price tag on it. Oh, here we go. And it was only $2. So love this little guy. Along with glassware, I'm not going to show you each and every piece, but I did find a few more pieces. So these will also be a part of my project. So this was a set of 3 that have like a little bit of a wave detail, a little bit of a ripple detail. And so these are great little size. I found this beautiful one that's got like a frosted floral detail, super pretty, Great little size. This one is beautiful. I love that it's clear, but also still has a nice like little scallop detail. And then you know I'm a sucker for some ribbing, so I love this ribbed detail on this bowl, and it's a great shape too. And then I found this cute basket, and I am normally not a fan of baskets with the kind of, I call them like the Easter basket handles, but I actually liked the squared offness of this one, and I love that deep walnut color of this basket, and also the fact that it has like a rounded bottom a little bit, but it still sits flat. So this basket was really cute, and again, what really drew me to it was that deeper, really dark walnut kind of color, because typically when I find baskets, they're all either on the orange side or they're the really natural washed out look. So I love this deeper look, and I think that it'll pair really well with some of my other decor. And so I'm excited to see what I can kind of come up with to style it, maybe for spring. So stay tuned for that. But I definitely love the darker tone of this basket. And then, considering I've been to so many antique malls lately, the beautiful stoneware Crocs are super expensive. And I think we all just know that. So when you find a good deal on one, you just can't help but be excited about it. I found this beautiful little double-handled bean pot. It's a great color and perfect condition. At an antique mall, I guarantee this would have been at least $20, potentially up to $40, depending on the seller. I found this at my local thrift store for $3. And I ran for it. So I was shopping around, and I had been in there a while. I was kind of waiting on Josh to come meet me. And so I had already been shopping around, done my rounds. And when he got there, I went on another round with him, and they had just put this out. Like, it was on the table I had already passed, and they had just put it out. And you better believe I snagged it so fast for $3, but so cute. And I also found so many beautiful wooden utensils at my local thrift store, and for great prices. Typically, they'll upcharge these like just a little too much. So sometimes for something like this, they'll charge a couple of dollars, and that's just not okay with me. So all of these were 89 cents, which was not bad considering they're the nice big ones. And they actually, except for this one, looks pretty worn. The rest of these don't even look like they've been used that much. So I love them. I love all the different shapes, like the little sport going on here, the little set here. And I love the shape of this guy. And I love this paddle. And I actually love how worn it is. I love the color of that. But can you just imagine this cute little crock with some wooden utensils in it? Like, how cute would that be for styling in a kitchen? I know we're not working in the kitchen yet, but I think that would be so cute. So I picked all of these up from my local thrift store, and I was really excited about the deals that I found on them, because typically these things can kind of get upcharged just a little too much. Okay, this one is kind of near and dear to my heart. So it's a metal piggy bank, but it's shaped like a firefighter's boot. And I particularly love this one because Josh, my husband, is actually a fireman. So we have a few like firefighter themed things around the house, but I thought that this would be so precious, like in a kid's room one day, or it's just a really great piece that's functional to have around the house, that kind of is an ode to that, but it still has like that antique look that I think I can work into my stuff without it being like firefighter themed, you know what I mean? So I really love this. It's got a magnetic bottom so you can get to the coins, and I just thought it was super cute, and I could not pass up on it. So I grabbed it. And back at the thrift store, I actually found this set of 10 napkin ring holders. They are kind of like a wood composite. I'm not sure that they're real wood, but they definitely have a wood look to them. And I love this like wave detail they have on it. But what I really love was the fact that it was a set of 10, because we have 6 places at our table, and I always struggle to find a set of 6 or more. I usually always find sets of 4, and so I struggle a lot with it. So I was really excited to find this large set that I can actually use, and I love the detail on it, and I love that it's wood without being super dark, so that way I can kind of use it as a contrast. But yeah, this was only $2 for all 10, so I thought that was a great deal. Okay, and then at the thrift store, I don't always find clothes I like, but I had a really good run with clothes this time. So I found these super cute, like little green shorts that I thought would be precious for summertime. And they're elastic waist, which is like so comfortable because that's what you want in the summer. So I loved these because I love this color green, but I cannot wear green like around my face. I look like pretty sick when green gets around my face. So I love incorporating it into like my pants or shorts or something like that if I'm gonna wear it. So thought these were super cute. And then I found this really pretty like cape-like sweater. So it's got some color blocking on it. And then I loved the leather detail because to me the leather detail like really gave it an edgier look than just like an old granny sweater cape thing. Because I have a tendency to gravitate toward more of like grandma chic kind of stuff. And so I love that this kind of made it a little bit more edgy. And so I'm excited to try to style this. Even though we're kind of heading out of the winter season, this might still be a good piece to wear with like leggings and then like a simple long sleeve shirt just to get me by. I loved this little short sleeve sweater. I love it. I love the color of it. I love that it's short sleeve because this really will be the perfect transition piece into spring to wear with either jeans or like on a warmer day with my new little green shorts. So loved this. I love the texture of it. I love that it's so simple, but it's just quality. And it's a nice little short sleeve sweater. And then this is gonna be a fun one, but it is a Nautica sweater vest, and it's kind of a cream color. So like just a little bit of a creamy, like with a touch of yellow, but it's a plain sweater vest. And I know that that sounds wild, but y'all, I have been influenced by my own sister. So I've mentioned before, my sister is really great with style, with clothing and things like that. And I am not. Style is not my thing. So I've always kind of looked to her for what may actually work together, or I just wear sweats. That's kind of my go-to. She recently styled a sweater vest in like such a trendy, just hip way, and I was like, did you just make me want a sweater vest? Like I've never once had that thought before, and then all of a sudden I was like, I need a sweater vest. So when I found this one for $1 on the clearance rack, I was like, I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna try to be cool like my sister. So if you want to be inspired for some cool ways to style pieces you may not have thought of, you should definitely go follow her Instagram page. She shows like different ways to style all kinds of stuff, and then she also has a link to her Posh shop, so you should go check her out. I'll leave her link below. But that is the story of how I decided I needed a sweater vest and then found one. So if you see me wearing one in an upcoming video, you know. Okay, then I found this beautiful frame, and ignore the art in it. It's not horrible, but like it just kind of feels very Pier 1 mass produced. But if you could take a look at just the frame and imagine it paired with like a gold frame, it actually has a little bit of a gold detail here that I really love. And I love that dark, again, I love that dark brown color, kind of like with the bowl. It just breaks up and softens all of my black accents that I use, and kind of brings in another darker but warmer tone. So I loved the idea of having a frame that wasn't black, but that also wasn't gold. And I think this will be the perfect one. So again, like once I put a different photo or piece of art in it, I think it'll go really beautifully with some of my gold frames. And it was only $3. So I loved it because it's actually a pretty good size. I don't know if you can tell, but like this guy's a little guy. And this is actually a pretty decent size. So $3 was not bad at all for a nice wood frame. And probably my favorite find from this entire haul. How amazing is this little lamp? He's got handles, he's metal, he's got so many beautiful tones. He's got golds and greens and rust, and It is absolutely fantastic. I mean, and it's heavy. It's a nice heavy metal. I love the size of it. Like, there's not one thing I don't love about this lamp. I'm absolutely obsessed. I've never seen anything like it before, and I am in love with it. It was only $4. So when I saw this, it was on the end of a shelf, and there was actually a lady standing there looking at something else, and I just sat there and I was just praying that she did not grab it. And the moment she moved away, I went and threw this right in my cart so fast, it's not even funny. But I cannot wait to style this somewhere, either in the living room, or I can also see it in the kitchen maybe. It may be time to swap out my little thrift flip lamp that I have in the kitchen. I don't know. But by far my favorite find from this entire haul, just because it is so unique, and I don't think I would ever have a shot of finding anything remotely similar ever again. So love this little lamp. And that is it for this thrift haul from many thrifting adventures over the last week and a half or so. Again, this is from an estate sale, from an antique mall, and then a couple of trips to our local thrift store. So keep that in mind when looking at the size of this haul and also the variety of things. It definitely took quite a few little trips to find it, but I also love the combination of antique mall and estate sale and thrift store, because you just find so many different kinds of things. And so definitely try out all the different ways to thrift if you have not already. Like I mentioned, my new secret project is launching next week, so if you are not a part of my B.Mail email club, definitely go to the link in my description and sign up, so that way you're the first to know and you will get access on VIP day. We still have a lot of progress happening in the living room, so stay tuned later this week for part 2 of the living room makeover. It is coming very soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to know what your favorite piece from today's haul is. If you've not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, so that way you don't miss out on all the upcoming videos, all the thrift hauls, all the living room progress, and I will see you next time. Bye!